Alright, what's up y'all, it's LakerFan here. As you can about tell today's video, I tested every guard floater in NBA 2K26 so you don't have to. So, shout out to 2K once again for bringing me out to Community Day, letting me get the early access footage right here to be able to even bring something like this to you guys. Now, if you didn't already see it, I did this for bigs before this, and I gotta say, that one is a freaking banger. Like, there are so many good floater animations for the bigs. For the small guards specifically, I don't feel like I found anything that I liked a whole lot. Maybe Ja Morant was like one of the best ones. De'Aaron Fox was also pretty good. Swings, really bad. However, in that big man floater video that I posted Bam Adebayo. If you want to see it, feel free to check it out. I'll leave it later in this video just so that you guys are at least interested in this, and maybe, or also to just check out the other video if you happen to be interested in wanting to see that Bam one, because it is more of a big man one, if you ask me. But wings should also absolutely run it, all things considered. Now, we're already a little bit into the video, and I kind of haven't been really keeping up, so let me just back this up real quick and let you guys know what's going on. So, we are going to be going over every rating that you need for these as well, so the requirements, and then also just give like my breakdown on it as well as just let you see it for yourself if you want to judge for what you think you want for your build. So anyway, first of all was Beal. It wasn't great. If you already saw it playing right there, I'll just let you kind of see that. And then next right here is going to be Curry. So I unfortunately didn't get the rating requirement on him right then, but when we back out and go to the next guy, you'll see that the rating requirement is shown for Curry. So Curry, kind of mid, unfortunately. He used to have a really good unique floater. This one's just kind of, I don't know. It's not that great. I wouldn't really depend on something like this to be consistent, or let alone even just really think that you could use this too much. Because what we're going for with these floaters is range, speed, consistency. That's what you want to see. And low-key even elevation too, of like them getting like kind of their hand up high to be able to like be harder to contest. Now the animation right there is pretty solid. Again, consistency though, it's kind of the problem, right? I just kind of tried to take off from the same distance and kind of just got like a really bad, little double hop step Euro right there. That is a floater. So I don't know, not a fan of the Curry, but as you can see, here's the requirement in case you really wanted to know. 86 driving lay for the Curry, which is also pretty egregious too, considering it's not that good. Now, also slowing down again right there, we have the De'Aaron Fox. That's 84 requirement, and man, was this one pretty solid. I can't lie. It was looking really good. Toward the dominant hand, that's my left hand right there. And as you can see, it happens 2 times in a row. That is a sick animation right there for a floater. Like, now, I couldn't get this to happen every time I tried it. I don't know if it's more like area of the court situational or what it is. In case you guys didn't see the big man one, I do want to explain this to the newcomers who haven't seen the big man one, and I gave the explanation in that one. Floaters in 2K26 as well as how it was in 24, I don't know for 25, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, they were really bad, so I didn't even really mess with them too much. But floaters in 24 and 26 were either A, dependent on your handness, and it would either make it so, like with Devin Booker, for instance, back in 24, you needed to be left-handed and move to the right to be able to get the really go-to Devin Booker floater animations every time, or you could be right-handed and be moving to the left. As opposed to Sabonis, for instance, it was just pretty much based on court location. If you're moving away from the middle of the court, it would give you the good floaters. If you were moving toward the middle of the court, aka like kind of just if you're like right about here on the right wing and you move into the middle, it would give you the bad ones. So this one was hard to distinguish with Fox, which one was really like how it works, essentially. It was hard to depict whether this is like a handness one or if it's a location one. Not to mention you can see me screwing up a couple of times. I did say in the other one, a lot of it's limit testing when I screw up and get those front fades on accident because I'm trying to take off from as far as possible. But sometimes I might also just be kind of moving too horizontally. As you can see though, this is also me kind of limit testing as well of how horizontal can you go. Like right here, I kind of move a little bit to the right, but not quite as much. Next one, I move really more aggressively to the right, and it's still able to get the floater off. So that is another sign of like the consistency part of these floaters is, can you move kind of more horizontally and still get the good floater animations? That one right there, again, me limit testing, trying to just take off from too far. But again, too far is tough to say because we don't even know that, like, without actually having tried. So just understand when you see me sit here and look like an idiot sometimes, it's because I'm trying to limit test and see what we can get out of it. Now, Kyrie right here. Let's just go back and get the rating requirement on this one. It's gonna be 85 driving lay. I wasn't a particularly big fan of this one. It was like decent, if you ask me, like especially more so toward the dominant hand. So you're gonna see when I'm moving toward my right, because again my player is left-handed as well. So like right there, pretty good, all things considered. That's an 18-foot floater. That's actually really good. And then like another one as well, about 15 feet right there. However, going to my left, it was a lot rougher, if that's even the right way to say that. And then again, limit testing right here, trying to just get the max range. Just understand that's, you know, part of the video. So it is what it is. 11-foot floater right there, trying to take off from a decent range. Didn't actually take off very well, but again, moving to the right, like that Devin. This is the exact example of Devin Booker, actually, that I was trying to tell you. It's not as good, but my player's left-handed, and it was the good ones as long as I was moving to the right. That's like exactly what I'm talking about for D-Book back in 24. I will say too, by the way, fellas, I didn't test Devin Booker in this video, and that is because it's a rep reward. So I can't equip the animation right now in the build tester. It like doesn't show up at all. That is going to be the case for a couple things, like Darius Garland dribble style, D-Book floater, stuff like that. So there are a couple ones that are restricted, and I didn't get to test them. Honestly, I could have, though. Unfortunately, I could have just used Devin Booker's actual player. Didn't think about it in the moment, though, and also there'd be a lot of time to kind of decipher who's missing, do a lot of process elimination and all that stuff. So I just found it to be a little bit easier for the video if I didn't do that type of kind of, you know, guesswork, essentially. But anyway, moving forward, we have Lillard. This one's going to be an 86 requirement. Lillard, pretty nice. I found it a little hard to do from range consistently, though. But again, stuff like that can be user error. I'm not sitting here trying to tell you I'm the GOAT or anything like layup, you know, making or anything like that. I don't know. I guess some could argue, I suppose, but I'm not here to claim that title personally. But anyway, yeah, as you can see, I kind of screw up on the long range part of it, but right there, 17 feet 3 inches. That's pretty good. And then once again, limit testing, trying to get that type of range of like 17 feet again. Couldn't exactly get it. And to see, this is where it's like, I don't really care for that type of floater right there because it's so easy to do. Like a 13-footer is not crazy, and unfortunately I just switched ball hand right there on accident. But if you get what I'm saying, like a 13-foot floater is probably the easiest thing in the world to do on any of these packages. So if that's all you can do is 13-foot floaters, I don't really care for it. So we're trying to limit test. We're trying to figure out if they're like, you know, worth in the long term when you can actually get like the repetition down really well. And I mean, Lillard seemed decent. I wouldn't really depend on this. And again, ball hand switch on accident again, and I get a front fade. So some of these are just on me, but something like that right there, it's like, I don't know. If you can't take off from that far, I don't really know how to feel about it. So I don't know. It was decent, kind of mid. Not a huge fan of it, but it's like good enough, you know? So I don't know. We'll see. But Maxi right here, 86 requirement, and it honestly was also pretty hard to do consistently and not particularly the greatest either. So we'll just play a couple of clips of this. You can just take my word for it maybe, but to be fair, with these videos, I do want to give every layup its time in the sunlight to be able to be seen by you guys, because it's possible that you just want to use this as well. But I don't know. Some of this is user error, like right there. I think I definitely moved way too like hard and aggressively toward the baseline, and that one was on me for sure. That one right there, I don't know, just 11-foot floater, couldn't really take off from big distance. That was fast, I will say. That maxi floater right there, and then that one also pretty quick. So if there's one thing this package has going for it, it is quickness. But range did not seem to be its thing, and I don't know, consistency also wasn't. Like as you can see, I'm taking off on a front fade from a lot of these, and it's hard to get the long range floaters to pop off with maxi. But again, the speed is there for sure. So, and like right there is 14.5 feet. It's about one of the best ones that I was able to get right there. And again, front fade from there. Are we for real, bro? Like, I don't know. That's the type of stuff that gives me the ick. I don't like seeing that, because that's the type of stuff that makes me feel like I can only take off from the type of range that only gives you an 11-foot floater or like a 9-foot floater. And there's no point in taking a 9-foot floater, fellas. I'm gonna be real. Like, so they are going to swat your stuff, or they're gonna get a super heavy contest if they're just paint sitting on you. And the point of a floater is to beat the paint sit. It's to actually get, you know, a layup off while you're doing it from range and take advantage of a defender being down low. So I don't know. Not exactly what I'm looking for out of that stuff. So Ja right here, really good, but high requirement, 87. That is tough. You got to be someone that wants to like have an elite layup making build if you want to get Ja. And all things considered, it's pretty good. I don't know if I'd really call it better than Fox though. We'll have to see what you think of it. So right there, pretty good. You know, I would call that more of an elevation floater. As you can see, it's not the fastest, but it's pretty good at getting height, and that can still be valuable. But once again, not the fastest, not the craziest range or anything like that. But again, good height. So just depends what you're looking for out of the floaters, really, if you think about it. But yeah, we'll keep playing the clips of this just to give you guys a couple more, you know, just images to be able to take on this. I don't know. How do I feel? Like, if I was making a small guard, would I really run this? It's possible. Again, like you can see that elevation and like some of the range is pretty decent. I would really call this probably, if I had to power rank this of the guards, at least the second best one. It's between Ja and Fox, realistically. And I think Ja is probably, is it better? I don't know. But the 87 requirement rating is a little bit tough. I can't lie. That is really like a hard barrier entry, as far as like not a lot of people are going to be able to access that or even like want to access that on their build. So again, it's got to be like the elite layup making builds. Jamal Murray, once again, kind of in the same line of that, of a high requirement of 85, but it is pretty nice to both sides. That's at least what I wrote down in the notes. I'm not gonna lie, on this one I don't really remember it off the top of my head. I did remember things like Ja and Fox though, like, you know, they were very much so standouts. That is interesting right there. I can't lie. That's actually like a pretty decent look. Oof, and that one's also pretty interesting too. Okay, maybe I was sleeping on Jamal Murray. Maybe it's just me being mad because bad at the front fades, to be honest with you. But the first two animations that we saw right there play out were pretty good. And then that right there is me just getting an accidental like ball hand switch. So that's not exactly great. That right there is definitely not something you want to see, of the lack of consistency though, to be fair. And once again, front fade, that one I can't really put on myself. I think that's just tough for the lack of range. But I don't know. I guess maybe this is why I got like a bad taste in my mouth on it, because it was just kind of hard to consistently do. I don't know. The maximum potential of it though, if you want to check it out for yourself, because again, that's what this video is for. It's not just my opinion. It's also yours and how you want to interpret the images that you're seeing. You don't have to just take my word for everything that you see on this. But yeah, I don't know. The lack of consistency is what got me. But if you want to lab it yourself and, you know, get in there when you get the chance to get on the builder and get in the game, feel free to try it. Jamal Murray, 85 requirement. Again, that's kind of a tough barrier of entry. It's not exactly the greatest thing to look for. But if you're a high elite layup making build, maybe you can deal with that. Last, for the small guard restricted ones, we have Jordan Poole. So this is going to be an 82 rating requirement. Yeah, okay, so 82 on Jordan Poole. And I wrote down on this one, it was decent, nothing great. So let's just see if that kind of holds true. So right there, I don't know, we can't really judge that too hard, because again, that's not really limit testing anything. The reason I want to go for deeper floaters is because like that's the type of potential I'm really looking for out of them. So 14 footers, it's like solid, but it's not really anything to write home about, because it just wouldn't be better than anything else I've shown y'all, you know? And again, if Poole is like an 82 rating requirement, but something like Fox was like 80, I technically don't even remember what Fox was, to be fair, so I could be BSing, but you get what I'm saying. Like, if there's a rating requirement that's like pretty high, like 82 like that for Poole, and there's something that's already better out there, the bar needs to be set where Poole needs to be better than whatever is a lower rating requirement than whatever was, you know, below him. So, oh, and I guess I lied. Last but not least, we have Jason Williams. So that's a 75 driving layup requirement, and Williams is kind of a always interesting play when it comes to like playing 2K in general. I think it's his X button layups that are usually like kind of the intrigue though. I don't know if it's necessarily floaters. As you can see, the floaters kind of mid. I don't know, nothing really to write home about. Once again, you kind of got to limit test a little bit more, but I don't know. I probably gave him a little bit too much of a hard time right there, but even still, it didn't seem like I was able to pop him off from very far. So I just gave up on it kind of early, to be honest with you. But I don't know, that one I might have done bogus, not giving it enough life and enough, like, you know, breathing room to keep on just trying. But I don't know. See, that's the type of stuff that y'all are probably gonna knock though too in the video and be like, Laker, why did you show 7 clips of the same floater animation? It's because I'm trying to test the consistency too. But anyway, let's go over those wings. Now, real quick, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go switch over, or I'm gonna get to the end of the video where I was showing Bam real quick, because I just want y'all to see it, and why not? It's in the big man video, but oh well, you're here now and you're not on the big man build by this point, so you're probably not interested in it too much. So let's just show it to you. So as you can see, that BAM floater, it's got some crazy consistency, it's got some crazy range. Just wait, it's not exactly showcasing the range to its full potential just yet. What this is really like based on, and I switched to a 6.8 for that matter too, just so you know, like in this clip right here is a 6.8 rather than a 6.10 like I had in the original clips. So let me see if we got any better instances of this. To the right is not the way you really want to utilize this. Let's get back to how this one is intended and get on the left side of the court right here. So accidental front fade, tried it from too far. It's also possible that the smaller you are, the harder it is to actually like activate the floater. So that is technically something to be thought about, but I still would advise the BAM floater is really good for those of you who are playing on wing builds, because I'm not gonna lie to you, and this isn't the best example. Let me maybe even pull up a different one too that I'm actually still on this 6.8. All right, so let's get into this. You can see this is the 6.8. Well, I guess you can't technically see it's the 6.8, but just take my word for it. I mean, you can see I have like something like a Zach LaVine dribble style on, which is, you know, wing restricted and guard restricted, so it's obvious enough, right? But like for instance, it can get LaMelo Ball and Paul George too, so clearly this is a wing build, you know. Just figured I'd throw that out there so you guys could actually see it. But anyway, into the usage of this, right? This is the type of stuff I'm talking about for y'all that are playing wings. Just imagine a world where like you beat your defender and then another help defender is there to drop for you, and boom, all of a sudden you're able to hit him with this on twos or something like that. Or in my case, as a pure slasher, when someone's paint sitting on you, the ability to do that is pretty crazy, all things considered. So I know some of these clips are only hidden from like 16. The floater can hit from like 20 feet. And also, not to mention, the consistency of it is insane. Like, it just gives you that exact same animation every time. In case you're not familiar with how it works though, if you're left-handed, you need to be moving toward the left to get the best animations possible, like this push shot right here. If you go to the right, it's not terrible, but it's not quite as elite, essentially. But anyway, let's get over to the rest of the floaters though. This is enough showcasing BAM. If you want to see it in its like craziest hands of the 610, feel free to check out that video as well for the big man floaters. Anyway, into the wings though. So the wings don't have a whole lot of floater animations for whatever reason. I only found about like, I think 7. So we're starting off with the mellow here. You'll see the rating requirements in just a sec when we actually like go out. I wasn't doing a good job at checking the rating requirements, but in like post where I was editing the stuff, and like I would put like slow-mos on it pretty much to just make it so we were able to see it on the way out sometimes. But anyway, you can see LaMelo, nothing special. I don't know. Unfortunately, with a lot of the wing ones, I just wrote meh, nah. Magic is decent, more so than previous wing build or wing floaters that I just tested. LaVine is all right. I don't know, same old. Reeves, garbage. Like, it's just kind of the stuff that I ended up getting a real common theme when it came to the wing ones. So thank goodness that BAM saved things. I'll say that much, because if you couldn't run BAM on these wings, the wings would have nothing to play with. I'm truly here to stand by that. But anyway, let me run this back real quick, get on that LaMelo requirement. As you can see, an 80 driving lay right there, and then we're also going to scroll by for the Paul George as well that we're about to do next. So as you can see for this one, 75 layup requirement. So like I said though, if you want to stick around for this, feel free to. If not, I hope y'all enjoyed the video, because like I said, a lot of these remaining ones are just really bad. So if you happen to be a wing build, just take my word for it. I think BAM is probably the best one you can use. If you want to stick around for this though and see if any of these fit your repertoire or like what you're trying to look for, feel free to. But if you made it to this point in the video and you enjoyed, feel free to drop a like, sub if you're new to noties, all that good stuff, and like always, try to one of 1,000 likes. If you did make it to this point and you want to show your support that you made it all the way through, put BAM, or you could put Ja in the comments, search support you made all the way through. Again, for the guards, I think there's plenty of options with like Ja, Fox, stuff like that. But for the wings, I think it's just gotta be BAM. I don't know. Like I said, I'm here to show. I'm here for all the like showing you guys the cool stuff and whatnot of like, you know, thinking all these are gonna be decent. But I don't know. Paul George, not it. Eric Gordon, not it. I mean, like, come on, man. Like, we're talking Eric Gordon and floaters. That's not happening in the first place. So I don't know. Again, you should probably just take my word for this. That's not that good. And I'm gonna just fast forward through this and let you see the distances and stuff like that. Like, it's a bunch of 11 and 12 feet. Was the hero? Okay, yeah, so this is like a front fade right here. So besides that, it's 14, 16, 12, 12. Not that good. For the next one, it was Magic. Yeah, let's show Magic, because this one was decent. And let's get the rating requirement on this as well. 70, was that 75, 76? 76 layup requirement to get magic. And then I believe that, yeah, it was definitely one you can get on any height between wings and guards. So as you can see, decent animation right there. Very decent animation right there from magic as well. 18 feet, 6 inches is pretty good. Right there, obviously limit testing, trying to just see how far we can do it from. Now that is unfortunate to see right there, is the fact that we just took off from the exact same spot and got a different animation. Definitely not what you want to see. And when I say exact though, I guess I mean it's like a ballpark similarity in terms of the one that was just before it. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, as you can see, I'm trying to get like long range fades or long range floaters with magic right here, and it's just hard to consistently get into. So I don't know. It's the best one that I can see right now, but that's not saying much compared to the wings. So again, like I said, probably just want to take my word for it. That one right there, I'm going way too horizontal. That was on me. I wasn't going downhill enough. Right there, though, I can't tell you what the heck the problem is. I don't know. Like I said, this magic's going to be hard to activate consistently. But if you want to try it when you get your hands on the game, it's definitely possible. Like that this could be a better one in terms of, especially just over everything else. Because this is cool. I mean, you can see, like, it's got some swag to it for sure, too. Like, you see this dude turn around after the floater right here? Look at this. You know, a little 180 on it, or like 360 technically. But yeah, I mean, it's got like decent hang time. It's pretty quick, good float, like it's getting up there in the air. But like I said, I think you just got to get better at the actual timing of it and like make sure you're not trolling. But anyway, Zach LaVine right here. I don't know. I said it was decent, but I guess let's just see. 11 feet, 7 feet, 13, 10, 12. 14 and a half. Let's see the 17. I bet it's a front fade if I had to guess. Oh no, okay, that's actually like a decent one out of LaVine right there. So let's see it then. I'm just gonna look at the best of this. So that is interesting. I don't recall seeing that often though. I will say that much. Like as you can see, boom, there's LaVine like a lot closer. The next one after this is Reeves too. That's like okay right there. Like it'd be good enough for like beating a paint sitter or something like that. Maybe. It depends though. An elite interior defender might get a good stop on that pretty consistently, as opposed to like a lot of these. If you have like the good range ones, it's gonna stay out the way of a shot blocker no matter what. Like it doesn't matter if they're, you know, the greatest shot blocker on the game of like a 7'4" with 99 block, and like if you could somehow get crazy vert on it or anything like that either. If they're sitting paint, they're not gonna defend you on a lot of these good floaters. But yeah, I don't know. Reeves unfortunately has had the most garbage animations of anything I've seen so far. Like his floaters, not good. Dribble style, not good. Any sig that he had, I didn't think it was that good either. It's just so tough because he's actually very crafty, man. Like, I don't know. It's kind of some BS that they hit him with. But anyway, like I said, this is the last one we're testing and it wasn't very good. So I hope y'all enjoyed the video. If you do, feel free to drop a like, sub if you're new to all the noties, all good stuff. Like always, try to 1,000 likes. And like I said, if you made it to the end of the video, put Bam or put Ja in the comments to support you all the way through. Or you can put Fox too, if you made it to the real end. Yeah, let's do that. Put Fox if you made it to the real end. Also, in case you guys didn't know, I'm teaming up with NBA 2K Lab again this year, and like always, they have the best statistical jump shots on their website, put a ton of time into the labbing of those, and on top of that, have exact visual cues now for those jump shots they recommend to you. So first, they find the exact best jump shots and put them into the data that you can use if you buy the premium. Then, on top of that too, they have the ability to even just practice the jump shot if you don't want to sit in the my court, wait for a ball return, or for that matter, even have to track down your own ball. And if you're not someone that wants to use the most meta jump shot of like the best green window and the absolute fastest, what you can do is plug your controller into your PC and shoot 10 shots of what feels comfortable to you, and they'll recommend you one of the jump shots that they've created as well. And again, this is a huge feature right here, the ability to take one of the custom jump shots they've recommended to you and find the exact release point of it and know exactly when to let go of your button on the controller or when to let go of the ball in your player's hands, obviously. And on top of that too, even do motion style tests, and they've got rankings of a ton of dribble moves. So if you want to check this out, like I said, go to NBA2KLab.com or the link in my description and put code LAKER for your promo code. This is going to save you about $1 per month or up to $2 depending on what length of subscription you decide to get. So when you come over to the website, you can hit the sign up tab, come over to the length of subscription you'd like to sign up for, and then hit register. And then when you do hit register, it'll create a coupon code, and you just are going to put in code LAKER right here if you'd like to as well. Now you guys absolutely feel free to sign up for whatever length of subscription you would like to do, but if you want to help me out, I make a percentage based off of the initial subscription price that you pay. So for instance, if you were to get the monthly, I'd only make a percentage off the $7.99, but if you were to do the yearly, I'd make the percentage off of that. So again, feel free to do whatever you'd like to. I don't want to pressure you any which way, but if you want to help me out just in specific, I'd really appreciate that as well. So I hope y'all enjoying the video. Let's get right back to it, but one last time, if you want to subscribe to the NBA 2K Lab Premium, just use code Laker at checkout for 20% off. Anyway, that's all. Let's get back to the video now. But anyway, I just want to show, this is the build we were on for the most part right here. It was very similar to this. So like we had 99 driving leg, to be fair, and like a lot of speed with ball and ball handle to, you know, get decent sigs to get us into those. So just obviously understand this is what we were working with for the most part. And then for the guards, we probably had, you know, something very similar to this too, where it was just a lot of layup. So anyway, solved video. Hope y'all enjoyed. If you wanted to check out any others, we're going to get into the build videos very soon after I've just now done all this like floater and dribble style spam. But I wanted to drop that stuff because I want y'all to understand, A, for the sake of the builds that we create, that some of these things that we have on them are like necessities that I think really should be attained. And then secondarily too, just for me to know what I can want it out of those builds. And I just think it's better to know animations before you create the builds, just so you know what you're going for, like I just said. So anyway, feel free to check out the build videos. Feel free to check out any more of these animation testing ones if you want to. And other than that, take it easy, man. Peace.